Hello and good morning. Right, so I'm just going to review this trade today, see how he gets on. So obviously I'll just mark it up on the lower time frame right here. And yeah, so we'll zoom out. We'll zoom out. Obviously I don't trade the US30, so it's a bit of a weird one for me. So it's Monday the 9th, which was yesterday. So yeah, looking at that, we've got a pullback into the got a light break structure here. Got a pullback into this FVG here. We've got demand here. I've already I might be able to have spotted something. Oh no, you sold. Yeah, it's good, it's good. Right, so that's that. You've done very well. Got a nice demand zone there. So yeah, for me, I'd be looking for reactions off this zone here, this zone, this one, or trailing back into this demand zone. Like looking at this now, we've just got like a massive liquidity void resting below that. So yeah, you'd be right to short. Got that. That wants to get filled. Hopefully, it should get filled at some point. You've got zooming in on this. What have you got? Yeah, you got subtle sweep, but yeah. So yeah, you've got that. That's nice. Oh, you short. Oh no, that's the candle already. It's already gone on it. Right. Okay. So yeah, that's your trade there. And right. So yeah, from a 4 hour perspective, it doesn't make too much sense zooming out. You know what I mean? You got to think, where's the higher time frame going to go to? You'd like to think it's going to gravitate down towards this at some point. It looks like it's failing. So like, it's like failing to make new highs. It's kind of like looping back round, and it might just come back down here. But if you're following it on the higher time frame, how are you going to get that? This is just obviously just my views, my way how I would approach it. So I probably wouldn't have took a shot there just for the sole reason it might gravitate up towards this. You've had this break structure here, however subtle it might be. Could have been a sweep, you never know. So you've had that just a slight break on what caused it. This caused it, and this also took that little bit there. So you've had a pullbacks, took a bit of structure, and it's come down, and then it looks like it's come up back into here to then go down again, which it does do. We'll play it out. Obviously I've just like rewinded to where you put it on, but we'll see if it does head up here and then heads down throughout the night. But yeah, that's how I would have approached it. You've got in a short here. I don't understand how you have got into a short. Yeah, it looks like you're just going to be liquidity. If you're getting into a gold here, like you've got all this above what could be used as like liquidity, you know what I mean? Have that get filled, you know what I mean? If you're looking at it from a liquidity time frame, okay, so you've got all this resting above here. So you could even get a trade from these wicks here. I like to use big wicks. And one. So yeah, that's caused that structure. So that's the 15-minute point of view. So I'm struggling to see where you've got in on the lower time frame. I mean, on the 15-minute, but if you're just doing lower time frame, obviously it's just my opinion, but the lower time frames don't work out as well. For me, I have to be like using the 15-minute at the max to make a decision, then I confirm on the lower time frame. Like for me, looking at that, I'm thinking, right, that's going to all get swept, possibly trade into this 15-minute wick here, and then trade down. Or it might possibly go even higher, fill some of these gaps up here. So I probably don't even have to go on the lower time frame. I think I know what you might have done. Like it looks like you've got a bit of a chain coming up here, but you've not had supply take control at all, even on the lower time frame. You've got demanding control. You've got demanding control. Is taking control. You've had that fail. So you've had two demands hold here. Well, you've had this one formed and this one formed and hold. So yeah, even if this were on the higher time frame, I'd be like, right, I need some more higher time frame confluence. Like if this is forming, but then it taps into this 15-minute zone here, then I'd be like, right, then it's okay to go short. Then I'd be looking for ways to go short. So that's why it's probably not worked out. You've just got caught in, just not zoomed out again. You've just got all this above, like resting above here. And you've got a 15-minute zone here, what probably is going to get tapped. Like trading supply and demand on the lower time frame. For me, doesn't work at all. There might be people who can do it. Just how I got taught in Phantom, we like use the higher time frame to bias and position ourselves correctly. Then we use the lower time frame to enter. We don't really follow supply and demand on the lower time frame as much. I mean, we can do, but it's aligning it with a higher time frame, which in this case you don't have it like that has took liquidity. I know what you're saying, it's took liquidity. It's come back, but then it's held here. It's held here. If that had took liquidity, this liquidity, and then it had broken that, even just broken that demand here, then come back up, then that could have been a way for a short. But yeah, looking at it at the moment, a demand hold, it's not failed. It's not failed. People probably just expected it were going to fail, and yeah. So that's really my key takeaway is look for where the market would need to have liquidity if it was going to go down. Like the short bias for me from the higher time frame is is probably right. Like you're in this big leg here, you're in this big leg, you're in this big leg. You probably want to sell down into it before then going up. That's a good thing. You want to see this failed. So I think the short bias is definitely correct on that one. It's just where to enter from. You know what I mean? Obviously, you've got a zone there. You even had an imbalance. You know what I mean? Imbalances need to get filled. They need to get filled, and you need to just get better at spotting them. Like I think the idea to go short's good. Just think about who's in control because at the moment, obviously, we're coming down. We're coming down. All this liquidity has been generated just below this 15-minute zone. So yeah, so we'll see how it plays out. Because I didn't actually watch this. So boom, yeah. See what happened? Coming to London, it swept this zone, tapped into this one, and then shot down. So it did want to take some of that liquidity before heading further down. It seems. I would like to see that maybe get filled if that got swept. But yeah, so then how would you have got in here? Probably not with much luck. But let's have a look, see how he could have got in. Right, so they could say that was quite a demand. I got a reaction to, obviously, you got your sweep liquidity here, and then you could say that was your tapping. Good reaction, failure of the reaction here. And then you've got a tap in there. It's already took liquidity. So you could have put that on, covered that by, targeted, targeted some structure, target that. That'd have been a 2 hour trade. Where could it go any further down? Well, as you're saying, you wanting it to target that void. So could you have had a monster trade with it being Monday? Could this have been the high of the week? Let's have a look, see how it plays out. So yeah, it's done all right then. It's done all right. Where did it end up? Oh yeah, it did. All right, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, so that's just like my analysis for that. Like I don't even trade the US30, but just looking at that, you've just got to zoom out again, realize where the liquidity is, which was resting just below that. If you've got a zone, a 15-minute zone, and there's liquidity resting below it, good chance it's going to get swept to then go further down. And it looks like it's just basically just wanted to sweep that and tap that. Like, would you have got caught getting in early? You might have got caught getting in early. Would I have got caught? Probably because I'm very keen. But no, actually, no. If you actually waited for the zone to get tapped into, yeah, nah, you'd have been all right. You'd have been all right. You'd have probably just waited. I got swept the other direction, yeah. Yeah, so the zone needed to be swept. For some reason, you would have thought it would have been enough with the liquidity resting below it. But yeah, that's fine. Right, so yeah, that'd just be my takeaways for this. Zoom out, as always. Look at the higher time frame. What is it going to do? Is there anything that it needs to be taken before you expecting this move down? Because if you'd have just been a bit patient, you could have had a 5 hour trade there. Been a little bit more patient with it. I mean, waited for that sweep. Then you've got your entry model. But you know what I mean? I'm saying this, and I do the exact same thing every day. But I know where I go wrong, if you know what I mean. So yeah, any more? Throw them in. Obviously, if you've watched this and you're a new member, I know I've got a lot of new members in here now. Just throw them in. I enjoy having a look at how to review trades, see if I can get them any better. Bit of free help for you for now. Obviously, like I say, I'm not an expert, I'm not a coach, I'm not a mentor of any kind. I'm just a trader who's trading, but I probably can help you more than the average guru, to be fair, because they are all full of shit. A lot of them are full of shit anyway. But yeah, right. On to the next one, and have a good day, everyone.